Welcome back to the Bears Baseball Network, our final episode here of the BBN before the start of the season. Very excited. Obviously, games getting started this weekend with the Easter tournament. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, and we are predicting the entire 2024 spring-summer season for the youth teams. And let's go ahead and get right into it because I got a lot of questions here. Unless I ask you to expand on your answer, I just want your answer right away, and then we'll expand on a couple answers as we go. But let's start right at the top. Your MVP prediction for the 2024 spring-summer season in the youth. We'll start with you, Bernie. Who is your MVP prediction?
Yeah, call me biased, call me whatever, but best hitter in the Bears is Harrison Blaybaum.
Okay, KJ, for you, your MVP prediction.
I'm going to go with a guy who put himself on the map, Joey Burgess.
Okay, and for me, I'm going to go with Garrett Knight. I think Garrett's going to be the most impactful. Bernie, I think it's pretty obvious why you picked Harrison. So, KJ, let's kind of get your expansion here. Joey's never really proved it at the varsity level yet on the field. Why do you think he could be the MVP so quickly?
I think, free swing is a big indicator, and we know, analytics are a big indicator of what you're going to do on the field, and Joey's got better analytics than basically everyone right now. He hits the ball farther, he hits the ball harder. He's got the size. He's going to get the at-bats. I think it's all set up for Joey to be the MVP.
Yeah, I think that's a great call. There's another question coming up that I think Joey might be an answer for as well. But before that, let's get into our Cy Young Award prediction here. Again, we kind of broke down the top 5 of the Cy Young, kind of the general consensus. But this is your personal pick. So we'll go ahead and go KJ here, your pick for the Cy Young Award.
Yeah, I'll go with a guy who he dominated older hitters in the BWL. I'm going to go with Evan Lancaster. No one really could really touch him.
I think that's a great call. Bernie, for you.
Yeah, I'll stick with 14. I'm going to go with a different guy, though. This guy keeps impressing me. He had a good BWL, but it's looked amazing precision. Give me Mason Geddes. I don't think he was in the top 5 either.
Yeah, I think that's another really good call, Bernie. For me, and this is the answer I think I'm going to expand on here. I'm going to go with a little bit of a dark horse pick, in Avery McNicholas. And here's the reason. Obviously I don't think he's the most talented pitcher on this 13U Floyd team. But in the schedule he's going to be pitching against, presumably, I could see him pitching against maybe some weaker competition and just putting up some gaudy statistics, kind of like we talked about in the early days of Logan Ecker, where he was throwing against the worst team on Saturdays and just racking up the numbers. I could see Avery going into July against weak competition and just having an unbelievable strikeout to walk rate, a super low ERA, and really swiping this Cy Young Award. I'm going to go a little bit off the wall there with Avery McNicholas. The most confident sleeper, Bernie. Obviously, we made a bunch of different sleeper picks over the course of BBN After Dark. But if you had to pick one guy who's your most confident sleeper, who is it for the 2024 season?
Yeah, I'm going to stay with 12. I think I'm most confident in this guy on both sides of the ball, hitting and pitching. I'm going to take Hunter Finley. Guy has had an amazing workout this winter. He's confident in his hitting right now. He's confident in his pitching. I think he's going to be a massive impact for the team.
Okay. KJ, for you, your most confident sleeper.
I'll go back to 14. I'm going to go with Braden Miller.
Oh, yeah, that's a great call. For me, I'm going to go ahead and, stick with that 14U team. And I'm going to go ahead and go Don Palucci. KJ, I think Braden Miller, I think a guy who maybe I think people are dying out on the hype train. Obviously, he was a huge prospect when he kind of came up. And now it feels like maybe he's been overshadowed by guys like Joey Burgess. Give me your thoughts as Braden Miller as your most confident sleeper.
Yeah, I think, Braden has the work ethic. I think it's just consistency with him. But, as it shows, when Braden's on, he hits the ball harder and farther than anyone. I mean, he's going to be the strongest player on a lot of fields this year against a lot of teams. So, when you take all that into account, how hard he hits the ball, how strong he is, at his worst, I think he gets into 3 or 4 home runs.
Yeah, I think it's a great call. I'm going to go right back to you, KJ. Our next question here, your most confident breakout. Again, we gave all our breakout picks on BBN After Dark, but if you had to pick one, your most confident breakout, KJ, who is it?
I'll go to 13. I'll go with Owen Weibrecht. He went from a guy who was really a liability batting, and I think this year he's going to be much better at the plate, and what he gives defensively is going to be awesome.
Okay, I think that's a great call. Bernie, your most confident breakout.
I'll go down to 11U, man. We talked about him on BB After Dark as being, I think he's going to be the best hitter on his team this year. Give me Lucas Closter.
Oh, nice. That's a very good call, Bernie. Kind of unexpected. I thought you were going to say somebody else. For me, if I'm being honest, my most confident breakout is Garrett Knight. But since I already picked him for the MVP, I'll go a different route here. I'm going to go John Armbruster. I think this guy, obviously it's a different type of breakout because I think he's going to go from prospect to potentially a starter on the varsity team. But I think I saw a lot from this winter. I think he could take a huge step forward based on what he's been doing the last couple of years. The home run leader for the spring-summer season, obviously, again, just going youth here. Barney, we're going to start with you. Who do you think is in fact, I'll say over-the-fence home run leader for the spring-summer season?
Yeah, goes around with my MVP pick. Best player in the youth baseball, in my opinion. Give me Harrison Blaybaum.
Okay, KJ, for you.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my MVP pick. I'm going to say Joey Burgess.
Okay, interesting. For me, I'm actually going to go a different route. I'm going to actually go with Evan Lancaster. I think he's got that type of swing where he might find those home runs a little bit more consistently than somebody like Harrison or Joey, who obviously, has that big explosive swing. So, Bernie, I'm actually going to throw this one to you. Harrison, I think, of all the massive numbers he put together last year, I think over-the-fence home runs was maybe the one part of his game that we didn't really see. What makes you so confident he's going to find more of those over-the-fence home runs this year?
Yeah, look, I think we're going to be playing a lot of the same fields we played on last year that we consider kind of big. But this guy did the BWO. I think he had a good BWO year against a lot of pitchers who threw hard and threw him a lot of off speed. I think going back now to 12U, he's going to see some slower guys who throw him a lot more fastballs than what he saw. If you watch this guy in the cage, hits the ball 86 as a 12U kid, there's no reason why he's not in the double-digit home runs this season.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've seen him do it before. I'm excited to see what he's got for us this season. The strikeout leader on the mound, the pitching strikeout leader, KJ, who do you got as our spring-summer strikeout leader on the mound?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, 13. I think it's got to be ZZ Garcia. He's really unhittable when he throws strikes. So, and he did that a lot in the BWO, but do a lot of strikes. So I think when he's on, he's going to strike out everyone.
It's a great call. Bernie, your strikeout leader on the mound.
Yeah, I'll go to 14U and I'll take Evan Lancaster. I think he has the stuff to do it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, both of those guys, super overwhelming type stuff. Again, I'm going to go a little bit of a dark horse route here. I'm going to say Caden Inman. I think we saw a lot of step forwards for him that I think he could really be dominant with different types of off speeds. And I think he's going to go from that guy who's just Mr. Reliable on the mound to I think he could be really, really electric going into 2024. The next question here is best hitting prospect, and by that I mean anybody who's not on a varsity team this year. Who do you think is going to be the best second or third team bat over the course of the spring summer? We'll go ahead and KJ start with you.
Yeah, I'll go with 13U. I think he's going to start on the bottom team. I think he's going to quickly work his way up. It's going to be Jacob Lowry.
I think that's a great call. Bernie, for you, your most confident best hitting prospect.
Yeah, that was my answer. So, and if you don't want me to copy, go to you first. I'll think of another one. But my answer would be
Sure.
Jacob Lowry.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm going to go with the guy who just joined the Bears recently, and I'm going to go with Jack Winehouse. I think this guy's been putting in a ton of work over the offseason. I think he's got really good size, and if he buys into what we're kind of preaching with swinging hard, keeping your head down, and trying to do damage at the plate, I could see Jack Winehouse having a very nice season. So, Bernie, if you can't think of another one, sure, give me your thoughts on Jacob Lowry.
Yeah, like KJ said, right, he's gotten a lot better so quickly. I see no reason why he's not one of the best players on that team that started at the end of the year. Another name I'll throw out for 11U. I know Rob was impressed by him by a lot tonight. Is Big Dowd Ismail. He's getting a lot more consistent in his swing. Could put up some big power numbers this season.
Yeah, I think Dowd's a great call, and obviously Jacob Lowry is one of my favorite sleepers as well as the best hitting prospect. We're going to go with two more questions here. The second to last one, I want you to give me one hitter who is going to start the season not in the top 5 of their team. Obviously a varsity hitter, a guy who's either going to be on the bench, on the second team, or just in the bottom of the order that you think by the end of the year will break into the top 5. I mean, obviously, I know the three of us don't necessarily know everybody's top 5, but I think we have a pretty good idea. We'll start with you on this one, Bernie. Who do you think is your most confident player that you think is going to start the season not in the top 5 and find their way in the top 5 by the end of the year?
Yeah, I'll go to 13. I know Kennedy loves this guy, but I don't think he's starting in the top 5. With it being his first year on the varsity team, I'll take Nick Byrne.
That's a great call. KJ, for you, a guy you think is going to break into the top 5.
Yeah, I'll go to 12U, and because he might start the year hurt, I'm going to go with Trey Vonderhyde.
It's a great call, for sure. For me, I'm going to be honest, I was going to say Trey Vonderhyde, so let me think real quickly here. While I'm thinking, Bernie, go ahead and expand on your pick a little bit. What do you see in this guy that you could see him, because we talked about this 13 Floyd lineup, it's so stacked. What could you see about this guy that could find his way into the top 5?
Yeah, if you watch BWL, you saw what Nick Burns was able to do. He batted 2 on a team that consisted of a lot of the top guys at 13U. He was right in the middle of the order, right? The main run producer. I think before, Nick was kind of he took a lot of immature at bats, chased a lot of stuff that just, made him look silly as a hitter. He's gotten rid of all that now. He's a very mature hitter. When he swings and hits the ball, it's going to be hit hard. And so he's been here for a long time. He's gotten a lot better over the course of this winter. I think he's going to continue that and be one of the better players on his team at the end of the year.
Yeah, 100% Bernie. I think that's a great call. This guy, my pick, I'm not necessarily sure where he's going to start the season in the order right now, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Logan Payne. I think this is a guy with an incredibly high ceiling, and, if he hits to his potential, I think he's going to be easily a top 5 hitter by the end of the season for that 14 Floyd team. And finally here to end the show, I want you to just give me, of the youth teams, who do you think will have the best record in the spring-summer season? We'll start with you, Bernie. Who do you think will have the best record for the team?
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about this kind of, behind the scenes a little bit. I think 13 Floyd is the staff. They have got a line that's 10 deep, so I got to go with them.
Okay, KJ, for you, best record of the youth teams.
Yeah, I don't really want to say it on the show, but I think 13 Floyd is going to have the best record. So.
Yeah, I think, I'm going to be honest, that's going to be my pick as well. I think, this 13U Floyd team, when you take into account, obviously, 14U, guys missing for the first start of the season, and I think 14U is still going to be very good, but I think this 13U Floyd pitching staff is going to be elite. I think this lineup is going to take a real step forward. And then with 11U Burnsville and 11U Floyd and 12U Burnsville still kind of taking, on the upward trend, I think 13 Floyd is just the most complete team right now. So, but I'm excited to get right into it. I think we're going to see several different Bear teams bring home trophies this weekend in the Easter tournament. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Bears Baseball Network. One more thing, be sure to send in your hacks this week. If you get a double, triple, or home run on video, send it in to bearsbaseballnetwork@gmail.com, and we will put together a little hitting montage called Hackin' Time. So be sure to go ahead and do that. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Bears Baseball Network, and we'll talk to you all next week.